Hello everyone, welcome back to my third lecture on Python series. This is Charishma and in this session let's discuss about difference between C, Java and Python and different IDEs in Python. So here we have a tabular column that is going to show you the difference between C, Java and Python with respect to their features. So let's try to understand the difference with respect to each and every feature. The first feature is the language type. So what type of language is your C language? So C language is a procedural oriented language. You know what the procedural oriented language is. So if you are not aware of what is meant by procedural oriented language, I suggest you to see my first video. Next one is Java. So Java is meant by an object-oriented language. So we have discussed what is meant by an object-oriented language in our first series. So next is about your Python. So coming to Python, so Python is both the procedural and object oriented language. So when I speak about procedural, here you need to mention what task has to be done. At the same time, you should also have to guide the interpreter whether how to attain the task. So coming to the next feature is about the building block. So the building blocks of the C language is function driven, whereas Java is object driven. So whereas coming to Python, it's function, object and class driven. So I strongly again recommend you to watch my first video where I have clearly discussed about what is meant by an object oriented programming language, what is meant by a function, and what is the basic classification of programming in general, and under which category the C, Java and Python comes under. Next one is the extension. So coming to the extension, when you want to save your C file, so it has to be saved in .c form, whereas in Java it has to be saved in the form of .java, whereas coming to Python, the extension should be .py. Next feature which classifies the difference is the platform, which is very important. So coming to your C language, it is dependent on the platform. So it cannot work uniformly in different kinds of operating systems, like it can be your Windows, Linux, Mac. So when this is shifted from one operating system to the other, the code changes happens because this C language is closely related to the OS kernel. OS kernel in the sense the inbuilt code of the operating system. Whereas coming to the Java, so this is independent. That means it is portable in nature. It can work comfortably in any operating system. Whereas coming to the Python, like Java, this is also independent of platform and it can work very comfortably in any operating system, call it as Windows, Linux, Macs, etc. So I can say it is portable kind of language. Then coming to the comment style, so you know what is the use of a comment. So comment is used to describe any code line, and there are many other uses of having comments in your program. So let's discuss that one in the coming videos. But as of now, let's try to understand the difference style of commenting in C, Java and Python. So when you come to C language, you have to indicate hash star and you write your comment in between and again end the comment with star hash. Okay, so we're coming to Java, the indication can happen either way. So if you try to put your double hash line, write your single comment line, and if in case you want to write multiple comments, then like C, you have to put hash star, and once you write your multiple comments, then that has to be ended again with star hash. So this is how it has to work while commenting in case of Java. Whereas coming to Python, the commenting style is very simple. Just put the hash symbol. Okay, so the hash symbol is going to give a single line commenting, and coming to the quotations, double quotation and triple quotations, so these are helpful in making the multiple line comments. So if you're writing two lines over there, if you're writing, that means if you're trying to comment in more than one line, it's okay if you go on with the double comments. And if in case you want to put your comments in in the form of a paragraph, you try to follow the triple comment format in the Python. So sorry to say, this is a bar, this is not hash, so it was misspelled. Okay, so when I speak about commenting in C language, put a bar, star, and then write your comment in between, and then end your comment with star and again bar. Same way with Java. And coming to translation type. So in my second video lecture, I detailedly explained about what is the difference between a compiler and what is meant by an interpreter. So I again strongly recommend you to look into that video and try to understand what is meant by a compiler and what is meant by an interpreter. So coming to your C language, so C language is a compiled type of translation. So C language follows compilation. Whereas in case of Java, the compilation and interpreter both are encouraged. So the compilation as well as interpreting happens here, which is done by the compiler as well as interpreter. Coming to Python, it follows interpreting type. So let me put in short. So compiling is nothing but it is going to convert your high level language into low level language at a time. So this translation takes some time. Once it gets translated, the program can run comfortably whenever you want. Whereas coming to interpreting, so the translation happens step by step. That means line by line process. So which takes some time. And once the conversion happens from high level to low level, then the program runs. So this is nothing but interpreter kind of translation. Then coming to database connectivity. C language has no provisions provided, or supporting for database connectivity is not available for C. Whereas coming to Java, the case is same where the database connectivity is not supported. Now let's see Python. So this Python can comfortably or support the database connectivity. So this is one of the biggest advantage of Python. So that is the reason why many database scientists are right now using Python for their work. Then coming to the next feature, that is block of statements representation. So how you represent your block of statements? So call it as if, call it as for. So wherever you want your set of code to be represented, there if it is C language, you put flower brackets. So and write your code line set of codes in between and again end with the flower brackets. So the number of starting brackets should be equal to the number of ending brackets, and same procedure is followed even for your Java, where the block of statements are represented in the flower brackets. Now coming to your Python language, so in your Python we have something called as indentation. So indentation is something where you put colon, and once you put in the statement with the colon, then obviously the block of statements will start in the next line, leaving 4 spaces by default. So after leaving 4 spaces, your cursor will be blinking. That means by default it is giving you the representation of the lines in a properly ordered manner. So once you write your code lines, then you can move back your cursor to the initial position and start with the remaining code lines. So this is called as indentation, and this indentation and commenting section will be described in detail in my next video. Please do watch the video and understand the concept. So next, coming to the declaring variable concept. So declaring variable is also something very interesting happening with respect to your Python. So what happens if in C language you need to declare your variable with respect to the data type? Whereas in the Java, the case is same. Whereas coming to your Python, you need not declare your variables. So the data type accessibility or data type assessment happens by default by the Python programming language. So one of the best features of Python, I can say. Next, coming to your applications. So C language is compilers, interpreter, embedded programming. So this is used in this case, whereas Java is used for desktop graphical user interface design, and coming to mobile applications, web based designing application, coming to gaming, etc. And coming to Python, Python also is very helpful in desktop designing, and then coming to the web page designing, gaming, and network programming. And apart from this, you have n number of applications which was discussed in my first video. Next, last one is about IDE. So what is meant by an IDE? IDE is nothing but an integrated development language. So it's like a platform where you work on the that particular language. So if you have to speak about C language, so C language can be operated on Turbo C or code blocks. Whereas coming to Java, you have something called as Eclipse, NetBeans, etc., where you can start coding. Where coming to Python, you have many options left there. So options are can Python, IDLE, Jupyter Notebook, spider, etc. So this concept of id is less discussed in the coming slide in a very detailed manner. So now you look into the IDE. So what is the full form of IDE? Let me repeat. So IDE is nothing but an integrated development environment. So let me put this one in a very simple manner. Now you see, when I'm trying to explain you the concept, what is that I'm using? What is the tool I'm using to give my lecture right now? So it is a PPT, so PowerPoint presentation. So here I have all the tools existing for me where I can give my lecture. So or else I can say, when I take my class, if I want to take a Python session for my students who are around 60 to 70, what do? I take a classroom environment. So I just take them to a classroom where I'm provided with a board, where I'm provided with a projector, pen, marker, etc., and benches for all my students. So what is that happening? I've provided all the features required for a class to be taken in a classroom. So those features are applicable for me as well as my students. So I've created an environment over there where I can deliver my lecture. Same way, when integrated development environment is also something where you code, where you write your code lines and execute the operations to be performed through the code. Okay, so I hope you got the concept. So same way, Python also has different IDEs. So the first one, so I've collected some of those IDEs. The first one is IDLE, so most popular one. And then coming to the spider, next is PyCharm. This is also very popular and being used by the people most often nowadays. And next one is Eric. And then coming to Atom, next one is Jupyter Notebook. So this is what we are going to use from in the coming session. So Jupyter Notebook is what we are going to use in this entire series, and let's try to understand how to download the Jupyter Notebook. Then coming to the Anaconda, and last one is PyDave. So let me tell you one thing: if you download your Anaconda software, this is going to come in the form of a package where you have the Anaconda IDE, as well as you also have the Jupyter inserted in that one, and you can also have a spider in this package. So I prefer you to download Anaconda, where you can get all this one in a single file. So moreover, your IDLE also works fine, where you have to run your program in your command prompt. So let's try to understand how to download this Anaconda software in our coming sessions in a step-by-step process. Hope you understood the concept very clearly. I suggest you to watch my first and second videos to understand the differences between the C, Java and Python in a very detailed manner. Thank you. Happy learning.